I greatly appreciate all the support you guys have been putting onto this video, and I'm just going to start in the beginning real quick. If I could bother you for a second before you scroll away with this with your goldfish level of concentration, can you just like, share, and subscribe? No, I'm just playing. It's not good to talk about the people you're asking for help. I appreciate all the support I got on my last video. It really made a lot to me. If you could like, share, and subscribe, that'd be awesome. Should I put that part of the intro? Probably not. But for today, we are going to be talking about how technology is thrusted into spaces that is probably not needed, and the downfalls of what happens when we try to break things and move things, and we introduce technology too fast to situations that is probably not equipped to handle. We have 3 different articles and 3 different stories we want to talk about. Starting off, Amazon gives up on no cart shopping in grocery stores. If you've seen the slow progression and fail of this concept, you know that grocery shopping has easily become one of the most annoying and tiring things ever, because when you're grocery shopping now, or especially these days, you tend to have to be, como se dice, have a lot of time on your hand, because if there's not enough people working at the registers, God forbid you're shopping on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday when all of America is off from work, basically, you're going to run into long wait times. And if, say, for example, they don't have anybody at the cashiers and you can do a quick checkout by doing it yourself, by working for yourself, working for the man, could you imagine? I didn't sign no contract to be out here scanning my own goods. And I'm going to just keep it 100. If I try to scan it the first time and it says item not found, I'm not looking for the item's number. That is on you guys. I just got a tomato for free, y'all. Fight me. I'll see you in court. But the thing that kind of just drove this idea is that they want to reintroduce it. So despite the first self-checkout machines coming into use in the 1980s, the approach has never totally caught on. As British supermarket chains executives told BBC last year, the machines can be slow, unreliable, impersonal, and other grocery store chains like Walmart and Costco have also been rethinking self-checkout. Even so, the approach is far simpler, probably less error-prone, and almost certainly cheaper than the company's original approach of using computer vision that watched the customers through cameras and sensors to figure out what they are buying. Amazon said in September that it is scaling back in favor of using radio frequent identification RFID scanners to keep track of customers' purchase. It's possible people will be uneasy about the palm scanning technology, which is crazy. So you're going to have like this little wrist thing that you have to scan thing and using instead, but maybe that's better than all the cameras in AI. So the reason why this really did fail is because people don't like being watched like unapologetically through stores, because not only does it keep count of what you're buying, it keeps count of what you look at. How long did you look at it? If the prices were brought down artificially lower or made higher, like what it really does leave a bad taste in my mouth. It's not a good look. So they are recalling this for probably introducing carts that when you put something into the cart scans it, and then when you put the cart up, or when you empty out the cart and put the cart back in its cart station, which will guarantee that you put the cart back in the cart station, because if you don't and something happens to the cart while it's under your tutelage, you will be charged for it. And I just got to say, you have to be some type of psychopath to not put your cart away in a grocery store. The reason why laws exist is because the common person is so disrespectful towards the other people in the world that they don't even have the humanity to put their cart away. What a sign. What a way. There's no easier way of saying that you don't care about anybody but yourself than to not put your cart away. I will fight you. If you're close enough to me, I will fight you. All right? Put your damn carts away. Let's talk about something else that people probably shouldn't be trusting to technology, but America can't help itself. So it's almost impossible to do this, but using AI gun detectors is hardly working. Let's figure out why. When New York City Mayor Eric Adams, who is also known as Gutter Trash or the Rat Lord, he has a phobia of rats, announced that the city would be testing out AI gun detectors on subways stations last week. He touted the technology as clearly impressive, but critics, including the Legal Aid Society, were immediately skeptical of the pilot. And as it turns out, they were right to be. When the city installed Evolve scanners at a hospital in the Bronx in 2022, the machine frequently reported false positives according to the public records request obtained by Hellgate. What a weird name. In the 7 months that the Evolve scanners were active, 50,000 of the 194,000 scans resulted in positive alarms, 85%. God damn. Of which were false positives. Most of the actual positives were triggered by police officers. Just 295 were triggered by civilians carrying knives, guns, or weapons categorized in the report as other. So in all total of the ones that they actually caught, only 295 were triggered by civilians, and the rest of them were triggered by police officers who had to walk through it. If that's not the irony of saying the true dangerous person in the room is the machine identifies the most dangerous person in the room, and it's an officer. That's crazy. Evolve claims that the AI equipped scanners use safe ultra low frequent electromagnetic fields. That's when you have to say that it uses something safe, it makes me immediately think it's not safe. The CEO said the machines can detect any type of weapon. From guns to bombs to large tactical knives. But the 2022 pilot, as well as the industry testing and more recent probes by the Federal Trade Commission and the Securities Exchange Commission, as well as the class action lawsuit filed with shareholders against Evolve scanners, are far less effective than advertised. The one thing that this article is going to bring up here in a little bit, we all know exactly what this is going to be used to do. It's going to be used to do random selections for people to be stopped and frisked or stopped and detained illegally against their will. And this is the thing that's super weird about things like this. And this is what makes me advocate for people having their all their rights, including the ability to carry. Because when tyrants or people abuse powers like this to try and usurp your freedoms, it makes you want to rise up against your government. So when the government does outlandish things like incorporating these types of rules or equipment or technology into our spaces without thoroughly vetting them, it just creates less safe situations for us. You feel me? So we don't really fuck with this. And last but not least, Google agrees to destroy browsing data collected in incognito mode. If there's ever a time in my life that I told myself, this is the reason why I'm happy I'm an adult, because I can watch my porn on a normal browser, no incognito mode needed. You know, clap it up for the adults. Clap it up for the adults, man. Because there's a bunch of people out there sweating bullets because Google was tracking this data and not differentiating it from your main profile. So Google got caught up. Google agreed to destroy and de-identify billions of records of web browsing data collected when users were in private browsing incognito mode, according to the proposed class action settled filed Monday. So this happened back in 2022 when a bunch of people started a lawsuit was started basically, and I think they're going to come to a settlement here. So if you've used incognito since 2013, which is when they started collecting data on over 136 million people with combined profiles since 2020. So from 2013 to 2020, 136 million different profiles of like individuals. That's crazy. Needless to say, they've agreed to destroy this, but taking on the idea of the previous conversation about the AI gun detection, why would we believe what you're telling us is true? When companies provide the security that we're supposed to believe in, it kind of makes me nervous immediately. But this is sort of the same thing that happens with VPN. I heard from a a security guy, and maybe someone in the chat can confirm this, that VPNs aren't as secure as people think they are. That they have backdoors and ways of finding out who you are. So that means if they're compelled by the legal system, they can and will have to give up your information, which doesn't really make it as private anyway. This settlement ensures real accountability and transparency. They're settling for $5 billion from the world's largest data collector and marks an important step towards improving and upholding our rights to privacy on the internet. The plaintiff wrote in the proposed settlement filing. Yeah, a VPN, someone else's network server, exactly. So when it comes to truly keeping your information safe and secure on the internet, this is the next part of my journey into this whole full stack development. Learning about securing my evidence, securing my data, my name, my person, and really just reclaiming my identity on the internet. I think we're really going to make a big push for one of the projects we do in the near future to kind of cleaning and sweeping up the web of information on yourself and learning how to protect yourself on the internet better. But these are 3 ways that technology has been introduced to us too far, too fast, too soon, in an effort to disrupt the organization or stop people from buying VPNs, stop people from purchasing guns or walking around with them, or from people even grocery shopping. Integration of technology is great when it's done with an effective plan, with an idea of ethics in mind, and thinking of the people first and not profits. But feel free to tell me in the comment sections the ways that technology has failed you, or some piece of technology that's coming too fast, too soon. No Diddy, maybe AI is getting here a little bit too soon, too fast. But those are my views on this. I'd love to hear yours. Thank you for all the support. I appreciate your faces. Clap it.